When you look at a library shelf, it just feels permanent, right? Almost like it just grew there. But what if I told you that every single one of those books is part of a hidden, living architecture? Well, in this explainer, we're going to uncover the art and the science behind how a library collection actually comes to life, right from the ground up. So, the first thing we got to get straight is this. A library isn't just some warehouse for books. Not at all. It's a carefully crafted idea. I mean, just look at the space. It's dynamic, it's inviting, and every single item you see here, it's there for a reason. It's all part of a much bigger vision to serve its community. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to pull back the curtain on this whole process. We'll kick things off with what I like to call the library's living brain, and then we'll dive into the master blueprint that guides its growth. We'll look at how the right books are chosen, how the collection is kept healthy, and, this is the most important part, why this whole invisible system is really designed with you in mind. All right, let's jump right in. We need to start with this core idea. A library's collection, it's not just a static pile of books. Nope. You really have to think of it more like an active, intelligent system. Kind of like a living brain that's always learning and evolving. And this whole system, it has a name: collection development. Now, the most important words here are, without a doubt, to serve the varied needs of its users. See, this isn't about just hoarding books for the sake of it. It's all about strategically building a resource that is genuinely valuable and relevant to you. Okay, so how do you even begin to manage a system this complex? I mean, you can't just wing it, right? Of course not. Just like any great building, it all starts with a detailed blueprint, a master plan. And that master plan is called the Collection Development Policy. I kind of like to think of it as the library's constitution. It's the official guidebook that lays out all the rules, what to buy, why to buy it, and it makes sure every single decision is professional and directly serves the library's mission. Now, this blueprint really shows the entire life cycle, and what's cool is it's a continuous loop. It all starts with step one, user analysis. That's all about figuring out what people actually need. From there, you get policies for selecting and acquiring books. It even covers stuff like resource sharing with other libraries. And then, check out that last step, weeding. That's the super important process of removing old stuff to keep the collection fresh. It's a complete living cycle. Okay, so we've got the blueprint. Now it's time for, honestly, one of the most critical stages, choosing the actual books and laying that foundation. This is where the plan stops being a document and starts becoming a reality on the shelves. But just think about this for a second. Millions of books are published every single year. The sheer volume is just staggering. So how in the world does a librarian decide what actually makes the cut? It's a massive challenge. Well, one thing's for sure, they don't just judge a book by its cover. Librarians use a really rigorous set of criteria. First up, user needs. Is this actually relevant to the community? Then you've got subject scope. Does it even fit the library's focus? Authority is absolutely crucial. Is the author an expert? Is this information legit? And finally, format. Is it best as a physical book, an ebook, an audiobook? All of that matters. And this table here illustrates perfectly that one size definitely does not fit all. Think about it. A public library? It has to serve everyone, so its collection is going to be super broad. Fiction, kids' books, local history, you name it. But an academic library at a university, it's laser-focused on supporting curriculum and research, so you'll see textbooks and scholarly journals. And then you have special libraries, like for a law firm or a hospital. Their collection is going to be highly specialized, tailored just for that organization. All right, so the books are on the shelves. Job done, right? Haha, not even close. Now comes the really important ongoing work of keeping that collection healthy, vibrant, and actually useful. A perfect way to think about a library collection is as a living organism, seriously. And just like any living thing, it needs constant care to thrive. It needs regular checkups to make sure it stays healthy and, more importantly, relevant for the people who depend on it. So one of the most important of these checkups is called stock verification. You can basically think of it as the library's annual physical exam. It's a super systematic inventory to see what's there, what's gone missing, and what might need to be repaired or even replaced. Can you imagine doing this by hand? In the past, this was just a monumental, painstaking task. But today, technology like this nifty barcode scanner makes the whole process so much faster and way more accurate. It lets librarians get a really precise snapshot of the collection's overall health. So why go through all this trouble? I mean, what's the point? Well, it directly impacts your experience at the library. It means lost books get replaced. It means that book you were searching for gets put back on the right shelf. And it means the online catalog you're using is actually accurate. It's all about keeping the whole system reliable for you. Now, part of this health check involves a process that I'll admit sounds a little harsh. It's called weeding. But what's so fascinating is that it's not about just carelessly throwing books away. It's a scientific process. It's about making strategic decisions based on data, like how often a book is checked out, its physical condition, and if its information is even accurate anymore. By removing items that are damaged, outdated, or just not being used, librarians free up that precious shelf space for new, relevant materials the community actually wants and needs. Okay, so we've looked at the blueprint, the selection process, and the ongoing maintenance. So let's bring it all home. Why does any of this meticulous, behind-the-scenes work actually matter? Ultimately, it all boils down to the single, powerful goal: to provide relevant information to the right user at the right time. That's it. Every policy, every decision, every single action a librarian takes is driven by that one mission. The entire structure is built from the ground up to serve you. And the end result of all that work is this. It's a space that's not just full of books, but full of possibilities. It's a space that has been carefully and thoughtfully designed for exploration, for learning, and for pure discovery. So, the next time you walk into a library and you find that perfect book just waiting for you on the shelf, the one that answers your exact question or sends you on an amazing journey, remember this: that wasn't an accident, it wasn't a coincidence, it was all by design. You see, every library is a unique structure built with its specific community in mind. It was built for you. So the only question left is, what will you discover inside?